Hello Internet, this is TheRoschi, and I'm back with some more Genshin Impact stuff I was going to check out. I believe test runs. We've got some test runs. Alright, so I claimed some things before, but we have Jahoda here. Alright, listen, look, I know now that it's Jahoda. Not Jahoda, but I say Jahoda throughout this whole video because I did not know how to say her name. And let's be honest, let's be real. You guys pronounced it too. I'm pretty sure the majority of you out there probably said Jahoda first. But here we are. It's Jahoda, and I'm gonna say it wrong for the rest of a while. Damn it! We have Venti, and we have Durin. So, I want to check out their playstyles, animation, so on and so forth, and talk about them, share my thoughts, and then we'll go from there. So let's get into it. First, let's start with Venti, just because we know Venti. I'm not going to spend too much time on Venti. I've talked plenty about Venti. In fact, I have a video that's all about Venti, and if you haven't seen that, then I recommend you go and check that out. Anyway, let's test out some Venti stuff. Let's just look at some of Venti's animations. Let's actually take a look at this stuff.
Yeah.
He shoots like crazy. He shoots a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got...
Yeah.
It actually feels really good to shoot with Venti. I don't know if that's just... like...
Yeah.
I like how fast he feels. And yeah, I've played Venti before, so this shouldn't be surprising, but I guess I didn't really, like, think about it. And that's also because I didn't have... like, I wasn't really using Amber that much. I have Ganyu now, and Ganyu is great, but she is slower than this. She's not shooting as many shots. Maybe they're stronger as far as normal shots go. Like, he's probably just going like, pew, 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 you know. But I love that last one. The flip and the sound effect that goes with it. I love that. Let's see his charge. Okay, yep, he has his Animo charge. When he shoots that. Also like how he holds his bow, you know, horizontally. There are other things as well.
Yahoo!
Like that, which is going to toss enemies up into the air. I think I can hold that too, right?
Brace yourself.
Yep, and then it creates a thing where you can fly up. You can use that to get around, strike down on people. This is a very... I like the utility of this a lot. I think that's really cool. If enemies were to walk into it, would they go flying up? If you, like, can you trap them that way? Or do you have to surprise them with it? You know? Like, can it pre-exist and have them run into it? Or would they avoid it? I guess is what I'm asking. And then he has his ult. Let's check out the ult.
Time for takeoff.
Yep, he shoots his vortex thing, and this is some crazy swirl action when you get other elements involved. Okay. Yeah. I think we're gonna have to... check that out. I want to see something. Okay, yeah, so when you use his skill and his ult, there are elements on him that light up just like how they would for other Archons, obviously. His braids, the green lights up that way. That's cool. I like that. I'm not sure what a Wind Sunder arrow is.
Later.
Okay, let's
Brace yourself.
try to get this thing up. Come on.
Here we go.
Alright, now...
Time for takeoff.
okay, yeah. There we go. I did the thing. I thought I did that before. Guess not. Alright, now... let's get... oh, they already put Durin in here. For his thing, too. I'm going to purposely...
think you can get away?
avoid Durin.
Get out of here!
So I can be pleasantly surprised.
Time for takeoff.
That's so funny. That's so much chaos.
Yeah. Teamwork is dreamwork. Yahoo! Think you can get away?
That looks insane. That looks so insane. Oh my god, how funny was that? Just creating that vortex and everyone was just getting sucked up into it on the side. Oh my god, Venti is fun. Venti's just good fun. Yeah, as expected. I might have to pull for Venti. I might have to actually pull for Venti. I'd actually be able to build Venti too. Ooh, might have to. I don't even have the pulls to do it. Let's go to Jahoda right now. I know. Okay. Yeah. She cool. We're going to talk more about her design and such. Okay. She's another animal character. Okay. Alright, yes. So, let's take a look at her design here. I like the braids. They're cool. Her hair in general, her hat is cool. Goggles. I like it.
Come on, let's hit the town. I'll show you someplace fun. But keep it quiet, yeah? Mum's the word.
Okay. So she's about having fun, which is nice, which is good. I could pick that up. That's cool. They really went in on, like, the asymmetrical stuff with her, which I'm actually a fan of. I don't know if her model is completely remade, but her lower half is. There's, just something about, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, anyway. Other than that, I think, what was the other thing I wanted to say about her? Let's actually go into here. Okay, like I said, I like the goggles. I like how she has the asymmetry going on. She actually has a mechanical arm. Oh! I was not aware of that. I didn't catch that. I was wondering what was happening there. She used her finger like a drill just now. That's cool. Okay. I thought she just had like a gauntlet on that was giving her these powers, but this is an actual mechanical arm. She's a cyborg. That's rad. Once again, here's my pet peeve. Their weird sleeveless thing is bullshit. Just give them actual sleeves or no sleeve at all. Just and like this is where there is some kind of symmetry because of just how this arm is shaped, and then they have like a sleeve that's like similar shape on this arm, and they didn't have to do that. They could have just left this one with like the tighter glove for more of that asymmetricalness, or they could have just given her a straight up full-on sleeve, and that would have been crazier because then you still get your shoulder over here. And then you have a character with an actual sleeve who's female, which they rarely ever do. So, yeah. You know? Other than that, she's kind of awesome. Before when I saw her, I didn't think much. But now that I'm actually getting that closer look, I actually really dig it. I like how the goggles are actually transparent. I didn't realize that either. I thought it was just going to be like kind of like a shade of pink, like they didn't, but they actually show through the goggles, and that changes based on where. Okay. There's some nice details here. Okay, she has a bow. That animation right there. That's so cool. Okay. Her last one is wild. She holds her bow out with her foot, pulls back on the string, lets the fire out, and then lands in that. That's cool. There's a lot of good details here. Hold on, I want to see one more thing. Okay, yes. All right. People don't know what I'm clapping about. There is... I want you to look closely. When she lands like that, they're showing this momentum, right? Her goggles fall down. She catches herself, but there's still a bounce to her, right? There's still that gravity, there's still that force behind everything from being that high up in there and landing in such a way. There's a spring, right? They could have just done it where she just lands and she's still, and people would still been like, that's really cool. It's the little extra details like that that are awesome. Boing. Like, there is, like... And then she also, like, turns her attention to make sure she's, like, looking at what she's supposed to be.
You're my target.
Oh.
Beware the creatures of the night.
Oh, and they're just gone. Why are they just standing there? I'm seeing enemies I've never seen before because they're not cry related.
Be silent. The night comes.
I don't know how to fight these guys. I'll just be real.
Finders keepers. You're not going anywhere.
Close your eyes.
Look, the rainbow. Ready? Going first. Yeah, start the clock. I never leave empty-handed.
Observe. Beware the creatures of the night.
Alright, Flins. Let's just kill everything. That's fine. I was trying to play with Jahoda. And then you come out and you're just like... No. Alright. Okay. Cool. She's fun. I don't really know how to use her well. She's essentially... I had the feeling she's not someone that you would normally... Well, I mean, I think, honestly, you could build anyone in any way you want. If you wanted her to be a DPS, you could make her a DPS if you just get the right stuff, and it'd be crazy. But it definitely seems like she's supposed to be more support with her burst and healing your party. And then her status effects sound like they're pretty good for the team. With mechanics I don't fully understand. So we have Durin. We have our guy here. After playing Simulanka, there was a lot of foreshadowing on that Durin was going to return in some way. And this Durin that returns...
Each day is a new page in my story. I want to savor every scene, every footnote, before I turn to the next one.
Okay, good. There were signs that he was going to show up again, right? And that he was probably going to be good. So I'm curious to see how that plays out in the actual story itself. I'm very interested. But yeah, let's check out what we have here. So he's got a tail. So that's something. He also has wings that are just at his side. But they're actually his wings. They go up underneath. That's cool. I've never really thought of I've never seen a character design where they use their wings as kind of like part of their outfit, sort of. But that's definitely what that is, or at least I imagine it would be. Yeah, I guess let's see some of his. Okay, his sword. Yeah, there you go. And there you go. The wings come out. Yep, and they definitely are. Yep. His animations look awesome. How he corrects himself afterwards looks great too. I have one tiny complaint about it. And it's a nitpick. It looks awesome. And it would look more awesome if they actually had an animation to have his attack patterns loop. Because I'm just going to do it again, and I'm going to see if you could see what I'm trying to refer to here. Focus on the wings. After you're done with the combo, there's a skip. It's just an immediate cut into the next thing. Meanwhile, with a lot of other characters, they don't have these extra parts to worry about, so it's more smooth, like, transitions.
Play? I mean, take a stroll.
Ha.
Don't go too far.
Sorry. But, you know, I'm just, like, that is so jarring to me. Like, and then they're gone. Like, they're fully out in the last pose because that's the cool thing to do. But then they're just completely tucked in again with the next thing, and there's no frame in between that shows that happening. And it's not even... like, and you can't even really assume that it's just happening really fast because the first slash that leads into the next thing is just so different. Like, it just completely stops the animation, and it just starts over with a whole different pose. I'm sure other characters do this, but for him, because he's got so much more going on, it's more noticeable. I imagine when you're using this character, you're probably not even doing that. But, I don't know, maybe not. Alright, that's the charge. That is awesome. Dragging the sword against the ground and doing that upward slash with the wings and gliding forward and, like, you know, gliding back, like, that's cool. Alright, let's check out some of the other stuff. Let's see his skill. Okay. Let's see what the other option was.
Leave it to me.
All right, that's some cool stuff. I do like that. I like how there are options there, whether you're just going to be blasting or you're going to be doing some crazy dive bomb attack. That's awesome. All right, now let's try this.
Turning point in fate.
Okay. Ooh, and then there's this, which I imagine is causing some kind of burning. When you're in the thick of everything, when you are actually playing the game, you're not going to be paying attention to that. It doesn't take away from this character. So, I just wanted to make that clear. I'm not trying to convince people one thing or the other. It's just, I would have liked it. I would have been like, man, that attention to detail, that extra attention to detail, I would have been like, man, Durin's like the best animated character. If they actually pulled that off. They didn't. But that doesn't mean he's not cool. He is really cool. He's awesome so far. Let's check out some idle animation stuff. Let's see what happens here. Okay. This is great. I love how he kind of protectively kind of covers himself and he's floating in place. His tail is tucked underneath him. That's nice. Yeah, okay. So he grabs a pedal and that happens, which is unfortunate. There's all sorts of things you could say about that. Like, either his powers are just kind of out of whack, or the fact that he exists is kind of out of whack, and that disrupts things. Everything I touch dies. Something like that going on. Like, you know, there could be all sorts of stuff. Alright. Let's do the thing.
Observe! The abyss is burning shadow! Stay away from me! Flowering claw!
Oh, I didn't want to do that.
Dumpy Dumpy go! Mercy, wow!
Burst forth. Witness my great undertaking.
Off we go! Everybody stand back!
Lament for the end! Watch out! Thunder! Lament for the end!
It feels fun.
Watch out! Decay! New life!
I mean, he is super fun to play, and it's really badass, and there's so much fire, and I like fire swordsman. It's cool. It's cool. I don't know what else to... Is there another just regular fire sword guy?
Everybody stand back!
Well, guys, that was my look into these test runs of these characters. Venti is super fun with all the utility that he has going on. I also like his animations. Jahoda is animated beautifully. Her model is really cool too. Durin, I already feel for this guy, and I only know what I know from playing Simulanka and reacting to other events, but still, like I don't know. I'm already getting the feeling of must protect at all costs. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe that's wrong for me to say. I'm not sure. But I like him. I like him, and I think he's really cool, and they did a really good job with his design as well. Also, I like that he has pants. A lot of the time with like the younger male characters, they don't give them pants. I'm glad he has pants. Thank God. If they gave him shorts, I'd be like, nah. Anyway, no, I think they did a really good job with Durin. I really do. I had that nitpick about the animation, but at the same time, there's only so much you can do with how your game is like formatted and stuff. Like just, but it's still like, it still looks really good. Feels really good to play. All of these characters feel good to play. All right. Yeah, that's what that is. And now I'm going to do something ridiculous. So about 50 pity here. And we're going to just throw in a 10 pull. So why not on the standard? Let's see what happens. Here we go. Okay. Not a big deal. Wasn't expecting anything, but now we have 60 pity in our standard, and that's nice. That's looking pretty nice. So next time, there could be something. Yeah. I'll take a constellation of this character. I am okay with that. I would love to use Lanyan more in the future someday when I can. That's a great pull, as far as I'm concerned. Let's see. I'm at 9 pity, and I have 30 pulls. 37. I mean, maybe there's a way I could get 3 more of these, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to work with what I have, right? I'm going to do 2 pulls on the Durin banner. And then I'm going to switch to Venti and do 1. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a little bit of both. Let's do the thing. Okay. First 10 pull on the Durin banner. 9 pity. Let's go. Once again, I'm not expecting anything. I'm just building up pity. And hey, if we do get a Jahoda, then that's good. I have no problem. And, you know, and Faruzan's cool. We're going to be best friends. I already know it, so I'm cool with that too. All right, but we got this thing. I'm not a huge fan of this thing because I don't use this thing, but it's there. But we got a Faruzan. We got 2 4-star things, and one of them is Faruzan, and there's no complaints about that. So now we have 19 pity. I checked beforehand, which is why I know. Okay, so we're not going to end up pulling Durin. That's okay. That's okay. There might still be something cool here. There could be. Maybe or a Yao Yao. Yao Yao, how'd you get here? We have 29 pity. Once again, not expecting a 5-star. I know, some people watching this right now might be like, well, what's the point? I'm gonna build pity for the future, for something I really, really want. Venti is cool. If I got Venti, that's a win. If not, that's fine too. It is what it is. There's something else I was gonna say, but I'm not gonna say it. Here we go. Okay, see? No 5-star. But that's alright. But hopefully, we get something interesting. This wasn't it. This is called karma. This is the one thing I didn't want, but I didn't want to say it out loud. Because I already have a maxed out Bennett. Alright, so that hurt a little bit. That did hurt a little bit. Alright, that's a little unfortunate right there. But, actually, look what I can do. Looks like I have another 10 pull in me. One more 10 pull for the Venti banner. 39 pity, here we go. Alright, still okay. Still okay. Could get a Jahoda. Could get more Faruzan. Another Faruzan. Alright. Why not? And that's probably it, but I'm just going to go through. Second Faruzan, okay. Alright. Well, anyway, guys, that is it for this video. Thank you very much for hanging out with me, seeing what I'm up to, hearing me talk about these characters and their test runs, playing them for the first time, and for the most part, except for Venti, and then doing some polls just to further up my chances in the future for something that I may really, really want. And that is essentially it. So, yeah. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by leaving a like, sharing your thoughts in the comment section down below, checking out the description for additional ways of how to support me, and, you know, just being awesome. So, that's it. Thanks again, and until next time, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later. Guys, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't even know my hate for Bennett was this strong. Apparently, it's so strong that I forget that he exists, even though I talk about him earlier on in the video, in the other test runs, in this test run. I got nothing, man. I surprised myself.